Hello everybody, welcome back to Depths of Aonara, the actual play 5e D&D podcast where we're free and say the letter E. Let's start with introductions.
I'm Megan and I play Nazcor.
I'm Banner and I play Torin.
I'm Michael, people might call me Bowie, and I play Gaius.
And I'm Haley and I play Fink.
Alright, I think Meggers is going to do our little recap and talk about what happened last time.
Yeah, so last episode, we arrived in the city of Heart Vader, not Hearth Vader. And there, we needed to get a room for the night, so the boys stayed in a potion shop and got into some of the potions. So now, Gaius is very large, and Banner is very small.
Silly boys.
The next day, we woke up and we heard some commotion, and we realized that, is it Maya or Maya?
Maya.
Maya's pet shroom shell tortoise had gotten lost, had escaped. So we journeyed with her to find Mushi, and we did. He was in a cave with some other tortoises.
So the walk back from the Shroom Shell cave is quick and lively. Maya, the young dragonborn girl, happily chatters to no one in particular from the back of her tortoise companion Shroom. Ahead of you lies the glow of the town of Heart Vader, the hang moss curtain above it, glittering with tiny lights of glowing berries and flying heart bugs. Arriving at the town's moss-covered walls, a dwarven guard raises an eyebrow at the strange group of adventurers before looking up to a tall, heavily armored dragonborn woman beside him. "Mama!" Maya exclaims, jumping off Mushy's back and running to throw her arms around her mother's waist. The woman, dark blue scales in sharp contrast to her fiery glare, does not move her gaze from the four runners. When she speaks, her words are steeped in malice. "And what, pray tell, were you lot doing with my daughter?"
Well, she lost her turtle, so we helped her find it.
"Yeah, they helped me find the turtle." Everybody roll me perception.
How do dice work?
Well, you roll them, and then you read the number that is on the top.
Wow.
I think I did it.
Okay, guys, but remember, the audience can't see that, so you gotta
I got
say
a
'em.
16. I got a 16 on my perception check.
I got a 15.
I also got a 15.
Which means that girls rule and boys drool.
I got a 12.
Okay, everybody
Oh,
but
no.
Haley notices that this dragonborn woman is resting a hand on the sword at her waist. It's a long sword. She appears tense. She seems like she may be prone to attack at any moment. She's very clearly not happy with a lot of you. She says, You went with her to find Mushy? Wait, is it Mushy or Shroomy?
Mushy.
Why do I have both written
I wrote down Mushy.
Okay, I think it was
It was
Mushy.
definitely
I just
Mushy.
wrote it wrong,
Maybe
guys.
Shroomy is his middle name that we never found out.
That was his middle name. That was my bad. Lord
Mushy
whoops.
Shroomy.
Mushy.
Mushy Shroomy with a mole.
You went with my daughter to find Mushy out of the town's outskirts. You just went out of town with my daughter. Is
Well,
that
we
correct?
weren't going to let her go alone.
She didn't need to go at all. She could have waited for me. But Mama, I wanted to find Mushy right away. He was gone and I didn't know where he goed. And
That's fine.
and these people helped me. She is just
First, apologies, ma'am. Our intent was never to put your daughter in danger.
She turns to you and she says, "Who are the lot of you anyway? What are you doing here in town? I don't know any of you."
Just passing
What are we
through on a
doing?
grand adventure.
Is that what you said? Just passing through on our grand adventure.
Sure do.
She says,
We are runners that came here to deliver artifacts. What were we delivering?
A letter.
A letter
I think.
and
Or no,
news.
like artifacts.
"You guys are doing great. Good job."
I need to look at my notes. It's been a while.
We have artifacts?
Oh my goodness.
Artifacts, yes, the trinkets.
artifacts and to bring news.
I was thinking of a
from-
check.
The check
What
is
town
when
did
you
we come
Exciting
from?
deliver the goods.
I know.
To a Tenku?
You're delivering
Yes.
goods
yes.
to a Kenku. What are you doing here in Hardfater?
Passing through
That's
on
not
a
where
grand
we-
adventure.
Think
She's the NPC. She only has one line that she just says in every context.
She says, "Where did you come from?"
where did we go?
We all
give
come
you a
from
knuckle-eyed
various
Joe.
places.
Where'd he come from? Where'd he go? Where'd he come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Oh, did I say knuckle eye? Whoops.
Is that what you thought the lyrics were?
Yeah, I don't, yeah. Anyway, she's like, okay,
What?
so I'm to believe that you are on some big adventure and you just happen to stop by this city you've never been to before, find a random little girl, and wander out of town with her as she's looking for her lost pet. And I'm just supposed to be okay with this. Who?
I understand your concern, ma'am, but I believe that your daughter would have left with or without us. And as you've made abundantly clear, the outer wall, what's beyond the outer walls, is not safe. As runners, we know that very well. So, as a group, we decided that it would probably be wiser for her to at least have protection instead of going alone.
And what?
Can I roll a persuasion check?
Yeah, I'll let you roll persuasion.
13.
13. Okay. She's not totally buying it. She says, and what gives you glorified mailmen any rights or security in taking my daughter outside these walls? What kind of accomplishments have you done? What's to your name that you should get to carry my daughter outside this town?
Ma'am, we are runners. Our job is literally the most dangerous thing anyone in the world can do.
She scoffs.
How many times have you made a trip from one town to another in the fastest time possible, taking routes no one even knows exists?
She's like, her guards kind of drop, and Maya kind of comes to your rescue, and she's like, "No, Mama, these are good people, and they helped me find Mushy, and they were fine the whole time, and they were friendly, and they even let me lead, and I went into the cave." And she's just like stumbling over her words. She's so excited.
And it was really dangerous, and they let me go first, and they gave me a knife.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I forgot you guys gave her a knife. She's like, "Oh, okay, so you're on some grand journey. You did bring my daughter back safely. I'll give you that. Where are you going on your grand journey? Where have you guys been before you came here to Heartvader?"
Where have we been?
We went to the Sip and Dip at some point. In
Under
Heartvader.
Hill.
Wait, we already are in Heartvader. I
That's
spelled
where
it
we are
correctly
now.
that way.
Where did we come from?
Okay, that was the only other place that we were, was in Grey Pond then.
Yeah.
Grey Pond and the random cave where there was like the statues.
She says
Didn't
you
we
were,
want to talk to this lady as well?
she says you were in Grey Pond. Wasn't Grey Pond attacked?
It was by undead, and apparently that's been moving through the region, undead forces. That's another reason why we came.
And if you need more assurance of our qualifications, we were the one who fended them off in that town.
Bowie, roll me persuasion.
This woman needs to cool off a little bit.
She needs
Sorry
to
that we
chill
kept your
out.
daughter alive. We'll be going now.
What makes you qualified to watch my daughter, who I let wander off without anyone watching her?
We rolled
15.
perception, not persuasion.
That's the wrong one. It started with a P. It was close enough. Wait, where's... Oh, there it is.
Hey.
16.
Oh,
16.
okay, good thing Gaius is not doing the talking.
What? 16 is pretty good.
But he has a -1.
Oh, okay.
But I
Okay.
get results, and that's what matters.
Yeah. And speaking of getting results, she kind of perks her ear. She's like, you came from Grey Pond and you helped defend them from the attack there?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. She says,
Oh, I'm 11 feet tall.
oh yeah, she's like looking up at you like, what is going on? Okay. She's,
no, Gaius
Oh,
is-
and
is
I'm also like
listening
3
and
feet
saying-
tall, so I'm doing all the talking
Yeah.
at like her waist.
She
Yeah, like
is
I'm listening, but I feel very awkward, like participating in this
right.
conversation.
She's skeptical of the lot of you, but that definitely catches her attention, and she says, "Well, I did hear there was a party of adventurers that fended them off. If it was you lot, I mean, we're appreciative of your service." She looks down at Maya, who's hugging her waist, and Mushy, who's there too, and she says, "And whether I like it or not, you did bring my daughter back safely, although I would have preferred you came to me instead." She looks down at the dwarf guard who's standing just like really awkwardly, like just standing there listening to the conversation. And she thinks for a moment. She says, "You will train with our militia, the Ironhearts. If you truly warded off an undead attack, my men will do well to learn from you. And you yourselves will surely benefit from sparring with this city's prize force. We'll gather at the 5th hour tomorrow morning." And since you saved the town, she thinks for a moment. She says, well, first let me introduce myself. My name is Felaine Eithenshin. This is my daughter Maya, as you well know, and I am the guard captain of this fine city. I help train our militia, as I said, the Ironhearts. I'm not in charge politically here, but I do have a lot of power in training our men. So what I can do for you is I will let you stay at the Velvet Pillow on me tonight. Tomorrow you will join us for training at the 5th hour.
With all due respect, ma'am, we do have important matters to be attending to.
Going on your journey, right? Delivering these artifacts, as you said?
Yes.
Yes. In that case, as I said, your training with my men will only bolster your skills, and if you truly did defend Grey Pond from this undead invasion, heading this way, might I add, our militia would benefit from training with you. I will see you at the 5th hour. And with that, she takes Maya's hand, and Mushy follows behind them as she walks away. The dwarf guard there is just kind of like whistling, like. Doo, 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 doo.
I look over to the other guys, like, kind of in my eyes of like, are we okay with this? Are we gonna take this?
I mean, this is obviously a chance for her to keep an eye on us and test if we're lying or not.
I don't see why it matters so much to her. If she didn't want her daughter wandering off, she could have kept a closer eye on her. And anyway, it's over now. What does she care?
Families are fickle things.
It's not like we want to follow her off on another adventure. If
I
we
don't
left
like
the town, she'd be
staying
safer
here.
either way.
I don't like being cooped up here to train her forces either. I mean, I understand that they might have something to teach us, but even if they do, we're runners. Our job is to, bring the delivery to where it needs to go and to do it quickly. This is not part of our job.
I eye the dwarf guard and I go, maybe it would be fitting to have this conversation somewhere else.
The dwarf guard kind of coughs and he's like, "Yes, indeed. May I say though, and apologies for intruding on Madame Felane's conversation with you, but Madame Felane has well guarded this town for a long time. She helps train the guard and the militia. She's a very honorable woman. Whatever her intentions with you lot, I truly do believe that you would benefit from training with us. She is, if you prove yourselves in the battlefield, as you said you've done in Grey Pond, I am sure she will reward you. But that's out of my lane. I'll let you folks carry on your day. As she said, if you'd like to stop at the Velvet Pillow, she has a lot of influence here in the city. I'm sure she'll pass on that you're able to stay there for free. But you folks go on your way. Don't let me intrude.
Is the Velvet Pillow the place that I caroned out?
Yes.
Good night. Yeah, I don't know if I want to stay there.
Why, did something happen?
Nothing in particular. Just some miscommunication.
What time is it right now?
It's getting later in the evening.
Okay. Well, I personally feel no obligation to stay here and train this woman's militia and do that job for her necessarily, but we could use a place to stay the night. Regardless of what we're doing tomorrow. It seems either way we'd want a place to stay.
I agree.
If you've lived as long as I have, you'll learn that ticking people off isn't always the best idea, especially people with power.
Well, what's she going to do? It's not illegal for us to leave.
Doesn't matter if it's illegal or not, people find ways. This is why interactions are the worst.
As you guys are talking, you're kind of like walking down the road in Hart Vader, and you get to like the main district. So on your right, there's the now very broken sip and dip shop that Bowie kind of put his limbs through to break out of. Further down the road is the slop stop that you guys went into briefly, and then on your left is the Velvet Pillow.
Well, you said you don't want to go to the Velvet Pillow, but I think we have to stay here overnight, so...
I don't want to be out traveling in the middle of the night.
How does the day-night cycle work?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's mostly based off a like internal cycle that most creatures have, and then like a cultural.
Oh, just their circadian.
Yes, their circadian rhythm, and then just this is how it's been. This is what people have gotten used to over a long time.
Interesting.
Would they recognize you now that you're tiny?
Would they? No. They would not, because I can also disguise myself.
Alright, so why don't we just stay at the inn?
I guess that'll work.
Okay.
Okay. Is everybody going in there?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head into the Velvet Pillow, the very fancy up-end inn and restaurants. Gaius, your first problem begins at the doorway.
I was wondering about that.
You are struggling to get through the doorway. Your potion has about another, 10 hours left, because you took it in the morning.
10 hours.
Yeah, it lasts for a full day, so you've got overnight still to go.
I'm also still levitating.
Yeah, you are still levitating.
Okay. Even if I talking to the party. Even if I could make it inside, they're not going to have a bed that can fit me in this state. So I'll figure something out on my own. You guys head in.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's no reason for you guys to, not take this. This is a good chance. We've got rooms at a nice place for free. You guys should take advantage. I'll figure something out. I'm used to finding my own place to rest.
Okay.
All right, then I go in.
All right, so the three of you go in. Gaius will get to in a minute, but the three of you go in, and Solil, you see the same. Wait, is it Solil? Was that the last campaign?
No, that was last campaign.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh, it's been
goodness.
a while. Torin, right? Yeah, okay. So Torin, you see the same bartender that you saw earlier, the dragonborn, and she looks down at you and just looks so very confused, but she looks at a note that she's got there, and she says, "Ah, yes, the party. We were told by we were told to give you free rooming for tonight. I can show you to your rooms right away."
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm kind of hungry.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you guys, if you want to go to sleep, we've got some things to get to this episode. So if you just want to kind of go to bed, get some food, I'm not gonna have us role play that tonight. Or is there anything specific that you want to do?
Can I throw a fit again?
I'm not gonna role play it, but yeah, you can throw a fit.
No, I won't.
Okay. So you guys get some drinks, you get some food, and then you head to bed for the night. Each of you has a separate room. You can tell that Fulane has really made some good preparations for you guys. Gaius, I'm curious what you're doing.
How far is the cave where the turtles were?
It's not super far. It'd probably take you half an hour to get there.
That's fine. I will set out for the cave.
Okay. What are you going to do? Also, you get there without anything going wrong. What are you doing there?
I'm just gonna. I don't know what all supplies I have on me. If I have supplies for I guess I don't fit in a tent either. Never mind. I'm just gonna find an open spot in the cave. I know that we came here and there were no monsters or anything. And it's someplace relatively sheltered, not just in the middle of nowhere. So I'm just gonna find as cozy a spot as I can there, and hang out for the night.
Okay. Yep, so you go to the back section of the cave where the shroom shells are hanging out. They're still there. Some of the smaller ones are excited to see you and run around by your legs as you approach. You find a good patch of moss to settle into and quickly fall asleep, feeling safe there. So she said that she wants you guys to get up at the 5th hour, so that'd be 5 a.m., to get up for this training event. So I'm going to ask, before you go to sleep, is it your intention to wake up at that time? Are you planning on avoiding that? What would you like to do?
I'm
I thought you made
intending
that
on
decision
waking up.
before we split up.
I'm waking up early enough that I can get back to town before she wants us to be at the place.
Okay. So I'm going to
Or that's my intention.
Yeah, so guys, you're gonna get there like 4:45. You're back in town. You're just outside the Velvet Pillow, and I'm gonna estimate it's close enough that you the potion of giant size has now worn off. It hasn't quite been 24 hours, but it's close enough.
Thank goodness.
The rest of you, what are you doing? Well, I'll say this: when it gets to be 4:30 in the morning, a dwarven guard comes to each of your rooms and knocks on the door, and he says, "It's time for the training. I'm here for Mistress Flane, and I will guide you over to the training area. Are you ready?"
Is there anyone? Are we like all out in the hallway?
He's knocking on each of your doors individually.
Oh. When he gets to me, is there anyone else up that I see?
We'll say you're the first one.
Oh, good. I kind of look around, say, I'll need a minute.
He kind of looks down. He's like, "All right, well, don't take too long. Flane will be expecting you shortly here, I'm sure. But I'll go wake up your other party members." And he goes up to Torin's door and knocks. He says, "All right, time to get up. I can show you the training area. Are you ready to go?"
I'm fully dressed, ready to go, and I will say, give me just a moment.
Says, "All right. Well, please don't take too long, but glad to see you're up and about." And he goes over to Haley Fink and says, "All right, ready to go to the training area?"
I'm assuming he's just calling through the door.
Yeah, he knocks.
I come to the door and I crack it open a smidge, and I am bundled in a blanket and look like a little burrito, and I look very tired. And
He said, "All right, I'll give you and your friends 5 minutes here, but we really should make haste. Flane doesn't want anybody late. She'd really prefer early, so I'll be standing out in the lobby. Yeah, you lot come when you're ready." He walks off.
Once he's gone, I want to go over to the other two.
Okay, you head out of your room into the hall. You guys are roomed pretty close together, and you know where their rooms are, so you're able to knock on their doors, and you guys convene in the hallway.
So what are we doing?
DM,
I'm tired.
are the windows like just latches that I can open?
He's making a break for it.
In your room?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, I'll work with that later.
Okay.
So I would like to ask the party. So we are going to the training then.
Are we?
Are we?
I guess if you
I don't know.
guys
I don't
wanna.
like feeling trapped here by her for no good reason. And I'm not a fighter. I don't see why I should have to go.
But also, if this gets us 75 experience, we all level up.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna just leave by myself. So if everyone else wants to do it, I'll go.
You lot ready? He
Well,
doesn't
I
actually
can
call
talk to
because
guys, too.
it's like 4:30 a.m. He's not calling that loudly. He comes up and he says, "You lot ready? We need to get going."
Yes, give me just a moment to grab my things. And I would like to go out the window.
What? Okay. You're on like the second story. It's not a huge drop. I'd say probably like 12, 15 feet.
What, make like an acrobatics check?
You're just jumping out?
Yeah, I'm just jumping
I'd
out.
like to note that I'm still down there watching him like climb out of the window in just shock and awe.
Okay, yeah, roll me athletics, man.
Athletics or acrobatics?
We'll do athletics.
If I do a front flip, can it be acrobatics?
If you're trying to like climb down, I'll do athletics. If you're just like gracefully jumping down, I'll have it be acrobatics.
I'm gracefully jumping down.
Okay.
Oh, no!
As he's doing that,
Wait, what's the number?
Gaius
What's the
is
number?
just-
No, I crit failed.
Did you really?
I did.
before
That is the
whatever
end of
happens,
him.
happens.
R.I.P.
Before that plays out, Gaius is just watching him like at the window, opening it up, like getting in position and just calling up like, Torin, is everything all right? Where are the others? What's going on?
I'm
Do you-
simply
Do
making
we
my
get to hear-
graceful exit and I jump.
Okay.
Do we hear a scream from inside?
Torin, do you think you'd scream?
No. I feel like it would literally just be like a smack on the ground and I just
Okay.
kind of like lay there.
Okay, I'm just imagining you like lean out of this window, like spread your arms, and just like fall face first, expecting to do this like graceful front
What,
flip.
like Assassin's Creed, like
Yeah,
head
yeah,
first
yeah.
into the ground?
Well, no, not head first. You just like fall like you're like parallel to
like
the
a belly
ground.
flop.
Like flop.
Yeah, and then you're expecting to do this like graceful front flip midair, but you just don't have enough time. So you just smack face first into the rock, by the way. And you take 6 damage.
Oh my gosh.
That was a D6, by the way.
That's over half of my health.
You just face first into rock. And the party just hears
From the
this.
second story window.
There is no screaming, there is only thud.
And then I imagine like 5 seconds later, it's then the
The
just
dwarf
the
is
groan.
like, is he alright?
I'd like to go look out the window.
Okay, you guys go into his room and you all look out the window and the dwarf is just like, listen, you lot, I don't know what you're up to, what you drank last night, but Elaine, I'd really like to see the training. We need to get going now.
Do they have bugs
Well,
there?
he just jumped out a 2-story window and fell on the ground, so I don't know that he's going to be able to do much training.
That's up to him, I suppose. We've got medics there at the field who can get him patched up, but if we want to go, we need to get going now. Elaine will be mighty displeased if you lot don't show. More displeased with me for not fetching you.
I look at Think.
I mean, I'm not really interested in going. I don't see why we should.
Neither
get
am
up.
I.
I imagine I'm just like bleeding profusely from my head, and I'm like, I'm fine. Let's go.
He says, listen,
I lean
I'm
out
just...
the window.
You go ahead.
I lean out the window a little bit and I'm like, do you guys want to go to the training or not?
I don't care.
Gaius?
I'm just trying to wrap my head around what's going on. I got here and the first thing I see is Torin jumping out of a window face first.
Okay, well that wasn't very helpful.
What I was gonna do is I was gonna jump out the window, then come back inside and be like, I've been waiting for you guys. But that didn't work. So now we're here.
Okay,
Okay,
by
my
this
vote is
time,
no.
by this time it's about 4:45, so you've got about 15 minutes till the event. And another, like 2 dwarven guards come in to the Velvet Pillow and kind of catch up with this dwarven guard, and they're like, "Oi, you lot, what's going on? We're supposed to get you there now."
With the addition of the 2 extra guards, I'm feeling like this is definitely more us being detained, and so my vote will be no.
Also very much feeling that way. So I look and I say, I won't be going, thank you.
I believe we should be on our way. Runners really have a tight schedule to be on.
He says, I thought you lot were going to teach us how to fend off the undead. He said it. We've heard.
did
Aim
it
for
one
the
time.
head.
And there was a giant tower filled with oil or something. It was very kind of happenstance.
He says, well, sure, but we've heard rumors of... Verlaine says there's been multiple attacks out west of undead. We don't really know of many survivors. We were hoping that we could get some knowledge from y'all. I know it was happenstance, as you say, but any advice that you can give us would be much appreciated. Who
Light
knows what
things
kind
on
of
fire.
force they'll send here?
Aim
Light
for
things
the
on
The
head.
only
fire.
advice I can give you is light things on fire.
If you encounter skeletons, hammers will be far more effective than swords and spears.
What if we just write you a note? Would that be okay? And then it's the same thing.
He says, listen, I don't know. All I know from what Verlaine said, that we were going to have a group here training us against undead, so that we'd be ready to stand when they come for our city next. I know Grey Pond was a smaller town, had a good friend there myself, but who knows what kind of force they'll send this way. This is a much larger town, and we're worried there'll be a bigger assault here. That some of the men are quite scared, and Verlaine says this will be a good chance for us to dip our toes into the combat and hear from some people who have survived an attack. He says, I don't know what Flane wants with y'all, and I understand you're new here, but I know me and the militiamen would really appreciate, me and the Ironhearts would appreciate you coming out and giving us some advice.
Are we all now on this? Are we still split between the second floor and the ground, or are we all on?
That depends on Torrin and Gaius.
I'll come upstairs.
I'd go with him then.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are all in the hallway now. Actually, I'm gonna say you guys have moved. You guys have moved to the
I
lobby area.
imagine that when I jumped off,
Cool story, bro.
I imagine that when I jumped off, that's right when the potion wore off. So I was expecting myself to be super short,
I love
and
it.
so I jumped out, and then I just become normal size.
I love it. Yeah, they've moved you guys into kind of the lobby area, the bar area of the Velvet Pillow, so that you're not waking up the people who are still sleeping.
If we're all together, then I'm gonna take out my book and I'm gonna gently tear out a blank page and I write down, set it on fire, and then I hand it to whoever's standing closest to me and I go, there you go, just write something down.
I write down what I said. Against zombies, aim for the head. Skeletons, hammers work best.
This will be just as good. I'm sure
Roll.
you guys are very capable.
Everybody roll perception.
That's a 13.
Natty 1!
Woo!
13.
7.
Okay. Meg and Boo, you guys are kind of confused. What's going on? There's a lot of... I mean, dude just fell out a window, so your minds are in different places right now. But Torrin and Fink, you guys are kind of looking at this soldier and trying to figure out, what is the angle here. And the soldier seems genuinely, disappointed. You can almost see a little bit of fear in his eyes. And he's like, listen, you lot, I know you're new, and if you want to head on from this town, that's fine by me. I got nothing to keep you here. I know Fellaine will be upset. I don't know what she'll do, but the boys are really counting on having some mentors today. We've never fought anything like this. And if you're leaving town, I'm not gonna chase you to the ends of the earth to find you. But I do wish you'd give us a chance. We just want to save our homes.
Why can't she help you?
She's a great military general, but we've never fought undead like this before. That's why we're trying to find... You guys saying you survived, not only survived, but fended them off yourselves. Saved Grey Pond from being destroyed, you did. I think we could use some training specifically from you, but again, this is Fellaine's fight, not mine, and I'll let you do what you want to do, but for the city of Heartvator, I ask you reconsider.
I put
It's
my
just
hand on
one
his
time.
shoulder, and I say, they've already died once. You can do it again. And my word of advice to you and how we beat them is never assume they've died until you know for sure. And that will get you through. That is the mistake that others have made that leads to their downfall, assuming that they've beaten their undead opponent. And I'd like to roll a persuasion just to
Hammer it home.
inspire.
Okay.
something's wrong.
Did you roll another
This-
one?
I rolled another one.
Roll a third time. Make sure it's not just rolling ones. I can't imagine why it would be.
I mean, I rolled an 11. I don't know.
Okay, that was a 1 for persuasion.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
much rather take the 11.
Yep, that's not how this game works. All right, so he,
We could just cut it.
the dwarf, his guard friends are kind of staying back. This one's kind of leading the group. And he kind of like looks almost confused at you, and he's like I said, I'm not gonna force y'all to come to this event, this little training event here. I guess me and the boys just thought you lot were the hero type. Yeah. We've all
Okay,
been thinking
Meg.
about
Used.
what?
Huh?
Maggie, so cut this, but Maggie's rolling Shalala an attack roll, and I'm like, is he
Oh,
planning-
sorry. I was trying to see what it was. I was trying to do the like description.
She
Oh,
attacked!
you got a crit, Meg. So good job.
Oh, we can
You
use
killed
that.
him.
That was
This guy is
intentional.
basically a civilian.
He says, "Yeah, we just thought from your time in Grey Pond, from saving him. Like I said, I've a friend there myself. Couldn't imagine losing them. We thought you guys were the hero type. I guess it just I wish we could have learned from you." And he and the other soldiers kind of leave the room, and you hear them kind of muttering as they're talking among themselves. One of them's like, "What's Fellain gonna do to us? We've failed our mission." And they walk out of the Velvet Pillow.
Should we maybe knock them out so it doesn't look so bad that they just like gave up and left?
No. We are not going to become criminals.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think
we can
Fellain
just
would take
leave.
any more kindly to them, losing a battle than she would them just leaving.
So should we be on our way then? There's nothing else keeping us here.
I think at this point we might just want to put as much distance between us and Fellain as we can. I don't know how she's gonna
agree.
react.
Agreed.
Okay. So you guys head out of the Velvet Pillow. And as you do, you hear a cry echoing from the other side of town, not like a person screaming. You hear Fellain's voice talking very loudly. And you look down the road, down a ways, and you can hear, well, okay, you can't see this, but you can hear kind of the let me restart that. You hear Fellain's voice loudly, and you see like some guards, including the ones that you were just talking to, heading a certain direction. You assume that's the way of the training event. Fellain's voice carries around the city of Heartvader, which isn't a massive town by any means, and kind of echoes off the cave walls. You hear her, and she says, "Attention! The brighter among you may be wondering why I dragged your sorry backsides off the back alley of the Slop Stop before you could sleep away your drunken stupor. I have received words of undead raids in the west. 4 towns have already been attacked: Naraxa, Nahar, Zinder, and Grey Pond. Of these, only Grey Pond remains." You hear a pause for a second, and then you hear, "The sacking of Grey Pond was prevented by a hardy group of runners who are present with us today." You hear another pause that goes on for a long time.
Oh gosh, guys.
After about a minute or so, you hear her voice continue. "I have just been informed that the runners I've called have left the city. In this event, we will be training for our undead attack on our own, by means of the torch." You kind of hear like a gasp from what you assume to be a crowd gathered there. And she says, "Grey Pond was a simple mining outpost. We expect far greater numbers of undead at Heartvader within the next few days. Until then, we will prepare and be ready to send the fiends back to whatever hells they came from." You hear like a little bit of muttering from a crowd far off, and then once more you hear Fellain, "Attention! We will be using the torch to assist in our training today. Small groups will be sent in to spar with each other. I will continue sending in more groups until you lot are all tired out. Understood? A few more moments of silence, and then you hear a crowd cheer and roar, and loud noises are coming from that direction. So you are in that city street, which you've become pretty familiar with again the slop stop on one side, the sip and dip destroyed on that same side, and then you're coming out from the Velvet Pillow, kind of in the shopping district of town.
I'm kind of hesitating and looking back. Maybe the trinkets can wait.
We can go hunting for bugs later. I guess I don't mind.
I don't want to feel like we're stuck here because she's making us stay, but I don't know. I also kind of feel like maybe there's more important things.
I'd feel bad if it was my home.
Well, maybe we can find a compromise then. If some of us can stay here and assist with the training, maybe the others can move ahead, scout out the area, make progress, and keep running the artifacts.
How long do you think she wants us here?
Did she say? Do we remember?
She did not say. I don't know if I want you to roll for this or not. No, I'll say you wouldn't. Logically putting pieces together and what she said of kind of some of the towns that she said have been attacked, and knowing that they were there at Grey Pond, where you guys left probably, 2 or 3 days ago. It was about a day's journey from Grey Pond to Heartvader, a day or two's journey. You know that if they're coming from around the Grey Pond area, it would probably be a day or two before the undead could arrive here.
But also, like, we killed the ones that were in Grey Pond, so do we have a reason to assume that they would just be coming from Grey Pond?
Not necessarily. So it could be a longer time. You don't know where, like, if there's a central force that's gathered somewhere. You don't know if they're popping up sporadically, but you do know, and Fulane had told you too, that several towns to the west of Grey Pond had also been attacked. So it's almost like it's coming from this eastward direction, slowly hitting towns from the west.
Well, is there anyone
to be fair,
who... You go ahead.
Go ahead. All right.
No, you go.
Just out of character, I was just saying, like, we killed like 4 skeletons or something at Grey Pond. I'm gonna assume that wasn't the entire force that's been sacking city after city. So I would assume there are still more.
What do we think? Are we all going to stay, or are we all going to leave? Is there anyone who wants to stay?
I feel like maybe we should at least help for a little bit.
If it were just me, I would carry on the mission. I understand that there's danger coming to this town, but that sounds like a reason for us not to be here. This place has its own militia, they're training, this is what they're supposed to do, and we have our own job, but I won't go against the will of the group.
I do feel badly because I know that it's a bad threat, but I really don't know how helpful I could be.
Whatever they think about us, we're not experts in fighting undead. We've done it exactly once. It was a small attack, and we didn't employ any special strategies. It was just we were capable fighters, as we assume that these people are.
So, we move on?
That would be my vote if we're taking votes.
Just kind of setting the background here as you guys continue to talk. Every so often, as you're talking, you'll hear kind of the crowd like roar, go like whoa, as if they're like responding to potentially like the combat or training or whatever is going on in there. The crowd from that direction is the only thing happening in the city. It's still early morning. You don't see anybody out wandering the streets. Looking at a couple windows on some nearby like storefronts, you see like eyes like peeking through. Like obviously people are aware of the noise going on, but it seems like it's not an uncommon occurrence here. That the city is pretty used to there being some noise like this. But the rest of the city is silent. It's still very, very early in the morning. No shops are open. So to your left is the roaring crowd, and to the right is silence and the eastward direction that you plan to go to continue carrying these artifacts north and east to Rothhevrit.
If we do decide to move on, then there's something that I want to do quickly, so just so you know, so we don't move on.
Okay.
think, Torin? What do you think?
Let's see. At this rate, moving on may be the wisest choice.
I'm happy to go with whatever everybody else decides.
Then it seems like maybe the consensus is to go. Are you comfortable with that, Nazgul, or do you really want to stay?
No, it's all right. I'm sure they're very
Alright, then
capable.
we move.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, you guys are walking. You're at the outskirts of the city now. Kind of looking back to the city behind you. You see the hang moss hanging from the ceiling, or the roof of the cave, with all the kind of twinkling lights on it and the little heart bugs flying around. And the path ahead of you is dark. It's towards Rothheverts.
Before we exit the city, I want to kneel down fully, and I draw a circle in. Is there dirt or is it still stone?
There would be maybe a little bit of a dirt substance in the city.
I'll draw a circle in that with my staff, and I kind of dig my hand under the soily stuff of it, and I just say kind of quietly, "May the earth deal well with you." And then I get up and brush myself off and rejoin the group.
Hey, so post-recording Jay here, we did not have an actual outro for this episode, largely because I was crushed by this episode. As a pretty new DM, this was not what I expected to happen, and I did not prepare for them not taking the path that I wanted them to take. I learned a lot from this episode and kind of the days and weeks after recording it, that things don't always go to plan. The thought had entered my mind of scrapping this episode and starting over, or kind of having a part 2 where I kind of get things back on track, but I wanted to leave this as is because this is what happened, and I had a lot planned. I was really crushed that we weren't able to get to it. But having a couple weeks to reflect on it now, I'm super excited for some of the opportunities that this does for the party, and I'm really curious to be able to explore some of the things that are a result of not going the way I had intended. D&D is all about making your own story, being creative with it, having your characters make options and decisions based on how they would actually react. And that's not always the way that the DM expects them to react, which is the beauty of the whole game, right? So I guess I just wanted to include this as kind of an encouragement to any DMs out there. It doesn't always have to go your way. And sometimes when it doesn't go your way, the story gets to evolve in a really cool and unique way. So this one doesn't have a proper outro, because I was really disappointed and feeling bummed out. But from all of us, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!